But I've also got to say one of the most contentious issues in the United States at the moment right now is regarding the Native American mascots of the sport teams.
Right.
Yes, that's a really big issue at the moment. So there's pressure for some of these sporting teams to change the mascots and the names.
Because they did that to the Redskins.
Yes,
The Washington Redskins.
I mean that in itself.
Now it's the Washington Commanders now, but they got rid of the Redskin name.
But it's the there's the tomahawk, action, and which is totally, discriminatory and racist towards Native American tribes who have continually asked to get rid of, it's not to get rid of these mascots and these slogans and these headdresses that people tend to wear with that, they'll just go to a game and they'll do their face, and that totally goes against the ethos of Native American tribes. But it's not just the professional groups, it's also schools. Schools have these mascots as well. So that's currently a really big issue, and I've spoken to a lot of people on these panels and these groups that are working with the schools to change these mascots, which is hard because, when something's been institutionalized for decades, it's hard to make change. We've seen some change in the United States. If you look at the Canterbury Crusaders, right? They didn't change the name because there was controversy around the name Crusaders, but they changed the logo. I don't know if you've seen the logo, but it's got a sort of like a Maori. I think the logo is quite nice actually. But
because the Crusaders, it was lined to the Crusades, which was pretty bad those days.
Well involved, deaths and killings of indigenous peoples and things like that. So so that's some of the issues anyway here. There.
I wonder what they're gonna do with the Kansas City Chiefs then, because it's still the Chiefs. The stadium's name is Arrowhead Stadium, and they still got I think they have like the feathers and the headdress and that stuff.
Yep.
I wonder what's gonna happen.
So
if they're gonna change or
groups that I've spoken to have said that's unacceptable. They won't change. Again, these usually the communities or the fans around, the diehard fans almost are against the changing of it. We hear the same thing like, we've been doing it for many, many. This has been a tradition. My parents, my grandparents, etc. We want to keep this, but I think the conversations of how Native American communities have been discriminated, things have been taken without their knowledge, without the Native American groups having not given this to these particular sporting groups. I think it's healthy that the debate's out there.
Because is it the fact that they weren't asked to use these things?
But also depicting Native Americans in a bad light, depicting them, terms like the Redskins.
Right.
I mean,
right.
That needs no further explanation. Also, the actions of the tomahawk chop, when you see that in some of the, in one particular team that you've just mentioned, that's also what Native Americans have asked that they have stopped doing that, and things like that.
Yeah, maybe a better taste. Like maybe the Waikato Chiefs. That they got all like their culture stuff on their uniform and stuff.
Yep. And designs that consult the Native American tribes, that involve them in decision making.
Oh, we're good at doing that. We do that all the time, eh? Do we? Because I know we did. I know that they asked the iwi up in Bay of Islands when they did the Bay of Island airport.
Yep.
They had some artifacts in that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll say we're getting better at doing that. We're getting better.
But not really.
Well, but no, we're getting better because it, ticking the boxes are okay. But I think if it's meaningful, if those connections are meaningful, if those relationships are developed further, and I think that's really important.
Mm.
Yeah.